Hello traders, my name is Tomasz Wiśniewski, I'm a Chief Analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis, and this is Daily Analytical Report. Let's start with the macro calendar, last day of this week, but we do have important data, but not for everybody, not for everyone, just for the traders holding Canadian dollar in their portfolios or thinking about buying Canadian dollars or selling, obviously. Because in 3 hours 27 minutes we will have retail sales and CPI for the Canadian dollar, super important data. So watch out for this, as it is a new week on Monday. It's end of this week, new week starts on Monday. Let's see what is going to happen next week, because if you're planning to open a position now, you will have to hold it for the weekend, so you need to know what is going to happen next week. On Tuesday we do have Bank of Japan monetary policy meeting minutes, and Mr. Kuroda will be speaking, so this may be influential for the Japanese yen. On Wednesday, interest rate decision from United States, press conference, economic projections, Mr. Powell will be speaking. So Wednesday is a day of the American dollar. On Thursday, Reserve Bank of Australia rate statement. Also, we will have GDP from US. And on Friday will be busy. Next week, we'll have a speech from Mr. Paulos from Bank of Canada, inflation from Japan, inflation from Eurozone, and a core personal consumption expenditure price index from US. So next week, busy like a bee. We will have a quiet day on Monday, but it's usually like that. But the rest of the days should be fun. As you can see today, we also had PMIs from Eurozone, which in general, well, mixed, but in general came slightly worse than expectations. And it does not affect euro in a negative way, because euro is influenced by the movement from yesterday, and this movement is a bullish movement, and it brings a proper buy signal for euro, especially on euro dollar. Without a further ado, without going any deeper in the fundamental analysis, because we do not need this, let's not here. Let's go to the charts. So we're gonna start with euro dollar. Look at this. What a nice upswing. Euro dollar was inside of a symmetric triangle pattern here and here. And we are getting ready for the breakout, or to the upside or to the downside. Buyers won. Traders chose to go to the upside. So first we broke the upper line of the symmetric triangle, then the dynamic downtrend line, then horizontal resistance on 117.20, then horizontal resistance on 117.40, and this is a proper buy signal. We already tested this resistance as a support. Maybe we'll do this for the second time. Maybe we'll test this support. It does not matter, because what matters here is that we do have a nice buy signal on euro dollar, and this buy signal will be present as long as we stay above combination of those four supports. Price crushing those supports, price going below those supports will be an invitation to go short. But for now, everything looks awesome on euro dollar, and there is nothing to worry about. S&P 500. So on euro dollar we do have midterm highs, on S&P 500 we have all-time highs. Sellers got screwed again. If you are thinking about going short, well, price is not supporting that, obviously. What happened here? It all started at the beginning of the week with this V-shaped reversal pattern on the uptrend line. V-shaped reversal is so typical for S&P 500 and overall for the American stocks. Here, 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 V-shaped reversals everywhere. So low prices, buying fever, and then the price broke the dynamic resistance and a horizontal resistance, and we are climbing higher right now. So the most probable scenario at the moment is kind of a bearish correction, slight downswing, and a further upswing aiming for new all-time highs. So this is the current sentiment on the S&P 500. Now I'm going through the instruments from the Trading Sniper video. So I mentioned the Euro Dollar, S&P 500, and the last one was British Pound to New Zealand Dollar, where at the end of the last week we had a proper buy signal. Not last week, but at the end of the last month and beginning of September we had a proper buy signal because the price broke the upper line of the symmetric triangle pattern and went higher. Together with the upper line of the triangle, we broke the horizontal resistance here. And after a strong upswing, which gave traders almost 400 pips, we do have a reversal now. The reversal is shaped like a head and shoulder pattern, in the same time as the wedge, those orange lines. And currently we are aiming 38.2. Here we can get a bounce, but I think that the gravity will act here and we will eventually bounce from the upper line here and go to this line, to this horizontal support and 50% Fibonacci. And any bullish price action here will be an invitation to go long. So that is a very, very interesting opportunity. As for now, we don't have any signal. We do not have any buy signal, but be cautious and wait for this to happen. Obviously, breakout here, breakout of the 50% Fibo and the lower line of the wedge will be a proper sell signal, because at the same time it will be a breakout of the lower line of breakout of the neckline, which will bring us a sell signal. If we are here at the end of the list, let's see the American dollar to Swiss franc, where we had a false breakout above this downtrend line, and now we're heading lower. And the next target here is the green line. I don't think that 61.8 should act as a support. I think that the price should decline towards the lows from July 2017 and September 2017 and highs from February of 2018. So in my opinion we should get there. By the way, nice bounce from the resistance, right? So here, here, here. Let's go to the very beginning of my list. British pound to Canadian dollar cannot decide. So they bounced from the horizontal support, this orange line. They aimed the green line, but they did not manage to get there. They stopped on the dynamic downtrend line here. And we are locked inside of this sideways trend. But data from Canada. This may bring us a decisive movement here. Breakout to the upside, breakout of the green line, buy signal, breakout of the orange line, sell signal. New Zealand dollar to Canadian dollar. Here we do have a strength of the New Zealand dollar. It can be easily seen here. So the price is breaking this downtrend line. The price is breaking this downtrend line. The price is aiming for the combination of the lower line of the previous triangle and the upper line of the previous triangle. This may be an interesting occasion to go short, but don't take that for granted because the bullish momentum here is pretty strong. So I wouldn't take this area for granted. Euro to British pound, that is beautiful. That is a false breakout below the horizontal support, and now traders are paying the price for that. False breakouts usually result with a movement in the opposite direction, in a strong movement in the opposite direction, and this is what is happening here. So we had this channel down pattern, but it resulted with a false breakout of the support which I deleted before. Also, important thing for the better visibility, look at those Fibos because the price is respecting them. So the correction aimed 50% Fibo, and we do have a reversal. So the closest aim now is this horizontal resistance. We'll see what will happen after this, but it depends if we'll take into this resistance into the consideration, or we will take this resistance into the consideration. Because if we take this one, we already have a buy signal. If we take this one, the buy signal will be triggered when the price will come back above the blue line. DAX. This bounce from the neckline was a savior here. Now we broke the resistance here. We are aiming the midterm downtrend line, and sentiment is positive, no doubts about that. As long as we stay above the neckline, we do have a buy. It should be like this. We do have a buy signal. Gold. Is that a breakout from the sideways trend? Not really. Not really. It's not convincing for me. This is not the demand for gold. It's the weakness of the American dollar. So don't be fooled with that. If you want to be orthodox, you can take this line higher or even here, because there is this head here. So I love gold. I'm a fan of gold, but it does not mean anything. We on the hourly chart, yes, you can see that 23.6 is respected here, and now is respected as a support. But it's not a proper demand for gold. It's not a gold fever. It is just a weakness of the dollar. So don't be fooled with this current strength of this instrument. Now cable met 38.2. We highlighted that resistance long time ago, and the price is respecting it. Well, they had a great run. They had a great run indeed. Let's say from here, 500 pips, almost without any bigger correction. Maybe this one, all right. But that was really impressive upswing. Those corrections were very similar, and now it's time for another correction here. Actually, let's play the game and measure them. This one almost there, right? This one is slightly bigger. I'm sorry, here. So we had three almost the same corrections. So now let's check the next one. Okay, this one was slightly bigger. This one is the pattern. This one was slightly smaller, and we'll see where this one will go. Would be nice, right, to see the downswing here and a bounce from the uptrend line together with the correction quality pattern. Interesting setup, guys, right? Interesting setup. Especially that what we have here as well, that is a horizontal support. All right, and this setup looks even better now. We'll see. And that would go in line with this. So price getting here or a bit lower. Price getting here in a bounce. We will see. Bitcoin reverse. So this rectangle was promoting a further drop, but the price is breaking the upper line of this rectangle. Fair enough. If the price does not want to go up, down, most probably it will go up. But before you will go, you will buy Bitcoin with the borrowed money, as people here. Be aware of this downtrend line here. So every bounce was smaller, bounce smaller, bounce smaller, bounce. It may stop here and we can have the further drop. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. British pound to Japanese yen. Upswing correction, upswing correction, upswing correction, upswing correction. Fair enough. Nothing bad about that. Especially after the upswing like that, it is time to have a correction at some point. So we shouldn't be surprised about that the price is heading for a correction. Euro to Japanese yen. So yesterday I was telling you about the shooting star, but I said no, shooting star bouncing from the resistance, right? Support, support, resistance, 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 and resistance. In theory, strong sell signal, but I said that wait for the breakout of this support or this support, because we may get, in addition to that, a head and shoulder pattern. So don't open here. If you open here, you are on loss. If you listen to us, you waited with a sell stop order here, and you don't have this position, which is awesome, because that would be a very, very bad position, because the price went higher straight away. So now what is happening is that we do have a proper buy signal, but at the same time we are waiting for the bearish correction. So short-term bearish correction, aiming this line as a support, and then a further upswing. This upswing goes in line with this bounce from this horizontal support that was made recently. That was an awesome bounce, really. American dollar to Japanese yen. Also, we are talking about that yesterday, that we showed you this flag, we showed you the bounce from the support with bounce from the horizontal support and dynamic support, and the breakout happened. So we are happy. Then we broke the resistance here, tested that as a support, and guys, not much to add here. We do have a positive sentiment on American dollar to Japanese yen, and we should be aiming higher. Oil, this is interesting, because this upswing from yesterday may be a false breakout, but with the final decision we have to wait till the end of the week, because remember that on Friday also the week ends. Well, you are aware of that, obviously, but what I meant is that today we will have a creation of the weekly candle. Okay, so weekly candles are important for many traders, so keep that in mind. Australian dollar to Japanese yen. So my scenario at the end of the last week was an upswing, then bounce here and a further upswing. I guess that Australian dollar and Japanese yen is performing my long-term scenario without this leg here, without this small drop, which would create a right shoulder, but I think that the price is creating just a double bottom formation. Okay, fair enough. If they don't want to create an inverse head and shoulder pattern, I will not argue with that. If they want to go up straight away, fair enough. Why we do have this upswing? Because of this false breakout of the neckline of the head and shoulder pattern. And also this downtrend line here, we broke it. That is a legitimate buy signal on Australian dollar to Japanese yen. Maybe we'll have a small correction, but the long-term scenario remains intact and is bullish. American dollar to Canadian dollar. Remember, this pair will be highly influenced today in 3.5 hours. Currently, we are on a horizontal support. Here, this drop is influenced by the false breakout here, by the flag here, and by the breakout of the support here, by the comeback below this line here. But it's time to delete those. And yes, it's a good occasion for a bounce, but if it will happen, well, hard to tell. It all depends from the data. So data will be decisive now. And here is the reason of the strength of the Australian dollar. So inverse head and shoulder formation, left shoulder, head and right shoulder, breakout of the neckline, breakout of the midterm resistance, and we are heading higher. Now we are aiming the long-term downtrend line here. Breakout of this line will bring us a buy signal. Oh, buy signal is already there from here, and I told you that yesterday, so you shouldn't be surprised. New Zealand dollar to Swiss franc, downswing correction, downswing correction, downswing correction, downswing correction, upswing. So this is a trend reversal. Unfortunately, there is no like a proper entry point here. Maybe here the price testing this area and climbing back again, but I see much better patterns elsewhere. Silver, this is not a reversal. Again, this breakout of the downtrend line is not super strong. The price just was pushed outside. They didn't broke this line, they were pushed outside, literally. Now we are breaking, well, about to break the horizontal resistance, but so this resistance is here. As you can see, it is respected. Price closing a day and a week above this line will be a buy signal, but again, this is not a demand. It does not look like a demand for precious metals. It just looks like a typical weakness of the dollar, and that's it. The precious metals are influenced not by the demand for those precious metals, but by the weakness of the American dollar, and that's it. Short recap of the situation. American dollar, Swiss franc sell, British pound, New Zealand dollar. I'm looking for a buy, but for now sell. S&P 500 buy, long-term buy. Euro dollar long-term buy. Silver hard to tell. New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc buy. Australian dollar, American dollar buy. Here waiting for the data. Here buy. Oil waiting for the close of the weekly candle. American dollar, Japanese yen buy, euro to Japanese yen buy, British pound, Japanese yen buy, Bitcoin buy, but very short term. Cable buy somewhere here. Once you will see a good price action setup. Gold, no, stay away. DAX, no signal. Euro to British pound buy, New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar. Hard to tell now, and British pound to Canadian dollar waiting for the data. Market is super interesting at the moment. I hope you enjoyed this webinar, this daily analytical report. Now we'll have a short break, and after that webinar about the technical analysis number 2, so about the price patterns and candles. I hope you will attend this webinar. Thanks very much, guys. See you soon. All the best. And good luck in trading. And in the meantime, visit our Twitter account and our website, allparty.news.